Hello, friends. Wow, if you noticed, I changed my theme song for my countdown video, so I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you do, and welcome to my live this evening. And also, if you happen to be watching later, welcome to my replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Once you hop on, say hi in the comments, tell me where you're watching from, and happy Friday, everybody. Speaking of Friday and Friday, read down here in the comments. It is a Friday gift away this evening. So everyone who comments that hashtag it's Friday in the comments will be entered into a gift away that I will be drawing at the end of this live video. So make sure you get entered in to win. I also want to let you know that I am using an online platform called StreamYard. It allows me to go live in 3 different places this evening. So I'm live on my business page, I'm live in my private Facebook group, and I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your feed this evening, that person may be commenting and viewing on a different platform. So I just wanted to let you know. So let's see who has popped into the comments. I see that Jason is watching from the other side of the door. I also see that Bonita is here. Good evening. Also, I should mention that if you are watching from my private group, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard permission to access your profile name, just click the link in the description of the video. Otherwise, you show up as Facebook user in my feed, and I don't know who to say hi to, but I will say hi. Anyway, so I'm back. I'm feeling much better. I'm about 96% better. I still may cough or clear my throat this evening, and I do apologize for that. I may even have to take a drink every now and then, but I'm back. I'm feeling better. Thank you so much if you said any prayers for our family. It was quite the long haul, but I see that Bonita has entered the giveaway. So again, make sure you check out the ticker in the bottom of the screen to give you your directions for entering tonight's Friday giveaway. That will close at the end of this live video, and you must be present at the time of the drawing to win. So let's get on with our project for this evening. So the last time I was live, which I can't even remember, so have I been live? I don't think I've been live this week at all. So last week we made one of these embroidery hoop wreaths, and so I have supplies left. I'd already had the strips of fabric cut, so I decided to make 2 more so that I will have them available at my vendor event tomorrow. So this will just be part 2 of what we made the other day. I see that Chris is on. Hello. So we're going to be using a couple of 12-inch embroidery hoops, and I'm going to be using some cut pieces of canvas. And literally, they're not really cut; they're actually ripped pieces of canvas. And then we will be using Chalk Couture reusable silkscreen transfers. These are sticky back, and they are reusable about 8 to 12 times, depending on how well you take care of them. So with that, because I have not used this one is called Christmas Greeting. So on the back, I'm going to write the name of the transfer. That way, when I already forgot what it's called, Christmas Greeting. That way, when I'm washing my transfers and putting them back to store, then I know that this transfer goes on this backer sheet, and that this is the back of the backer sheet. I hope that made sense. So we'll be using the Merry Christmas on one wreath, and I'm going to use Joy to You and Me on the other wreath. And this transfer is part of this size C transfer called Fa La La Y'all. So last week we used the Noel, but this week we're going to use Joy to You and Me. But before we use the transfers, which I'm just going to stick them right under here for now, get them out of the way. I want to grab a piece of cardboard. We're going to, and I forgot to grab some gloves, which Jason reminded me I need to put gloves on my shopping list because I'm now out. So I'm going to put gloves on because this does get kind of messy. Hello, Renee. How are you? Speaking of Renee, look, I have your Happy Mail ready to go out. So I will get it finished and mailed out. If not tomorrow, probably Monday. So better late than never. My apologies. If you're hopping on late, remember it's Friday gift away night. So there's instructions down there in the ticker. So I'm just taking these embroidery hoops apart. We'll be using both pieces. And before the live started, I took some of my chocolate chalk paste and I watered it down. And I'm just going to kind of marble in the black. I don't want to mix it. I just kind of want to marble it in so it kind of looks like a really hot mess. But the brown is going to give the black is going to give the brown a little bit of tone, so it's not just one color. It looks kind of more like a stain wood. And we're literally going to paint these embroidery hoops with a baby wipe and this watered down paint. So it kind of looks like that on my baby wipe. There you go. And so it's kind of a faux stain technique. It dries quick. There's no fumes. And if you wear gloves, it's pretty clean. And so I'm just going to use the baby wipe to paint the chalk paste on to my hoop. So you want to make sure you get all the sides, the inside, because all your sides will show in this particular wreath. It looks like Renee has entered. Have you all had a great week? Have you all stayed well? Our family is finally starting to see the end of everything. It was quite the long haul, though. And if there's spots that are lighter than others, you can go back over it. If it's darker, just take a clean piece of your wipe and wipe over it, and it will wipe some of the stain off, the paint. In this case, if you want it darker, just get a little more. Okay, so let's move on to the inside ring. I just kind of try to find a clean spot on the wipe and keep dipping in the paint. Did you? Yes, we did have it. It was my husband's birthday. Renee's asking if we had a good celebration. We did. It was a great evening. My mom and dad came into town, and we went out to eat, and then we went over and spent time with Jason's dad. Chris says, "Joy to you and me" by Three Dog Night. Yep, it's not a typical Christmas phrase, but for some reason they decided to make it into a Christmas transfer. Kind of fun. Joy to you and me. It's one of those classics. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. That's all I'm going to sing because I don't want Facebook to tag me. Okay. Does everyone have their tree up? Our tree is up and it's lit, but that's about it. We hope to get it decorated this weekend. This one kind of has like it was pieced together here, so it's not going to stain very well, but that's okay. Okay, so those are done. We'll get this one while we're at it. Renee, you haven't put your tree up yet? Are any of you Christmas Eve tree decorators? I've never really understood that. I get it, but I don't know. I just really like the lights and the decorations. Oh, hurts my hand. Have any of you ever painted with baby wipes before? And you can use this with chalk paint. You can use it with regular craft paints. And then you can water down your chalk pastes and do the same technique. It's great if you like the look of stain, but you don't want to mess with all the fumes and being in a well-ventilated area. You're putting your tree up this weekend. Oh, okay. I think I got all of those pieces done. So we've got one more, and I'm just going to keep using the same wipe. As long as your wood isn't very rough and splintery, the wipe lasts a long time. Okay. And you can experiment with different colors. Like you can stain with red craft paint, would be really pretty. Black, grays. I don't know how well white would do, but oops, sorry, I'm shaking the table, which is shaking my camera. Okay. I know this is probably boring watching me do this, but I kind of wanted to get all of these done in one fell swoop. Okay. So then I'm just going to take my gloves off and I'm going to throw those away. And let me figure out where I can put that to where it's out of the way. I'm just going to set these on the floor so they can kind of dry a little bit. And then we'll pull these back out. I'll pull my ink mat out. Because I did not iron these, because who has time to iron? I'm going to cheat and use my ink mat. See, I didn't iron it, so it's pretty wrinkly. So I'm just going to put it on my ink mat, and that'll help it'll help keep that fabric from moving, and it kind of evens and smooths everything out, kind of. I did use chalk paste to stain the hoops. I used bark and I used black. So I watered down the bark because it's an old formula and mine was really dry, so I watered it down. And then the black is the new formula, which is a lot more creamy, and I did not have to water it down, but I didn't mix it in. I just kind of marbled it in. So then your wipe is picking up a lot of brown, but it's also picking up a bit of that black, which helps kind of create different tones on your wood surface. But yeah, I just used chalk paste. Okay, so then let's pull out this Merry Christmas. I don't want this one, but I do need to smooth it out. So you'll notice that this transfer has cut lines. So I have already cut across this one, but I need to cut this. And you're welcome to just cut through your transfer like this one. It was all one piece, but I did, because of my storage situation, I did decide to cut it apart. But this one I'll leave intact. So I'm only going to score down the cut lines. So I just put my scissors underneath the actual transfer and I just score down those cut lines. So because I'm using this on fabric, I'm not going to fuzz it. So I'm going to use it as is, as it comes off the backer sheet. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Then I'm going to burnish it down really well. I will say the transfers aren't the greatest at sticking at canvas, but as long as you burnish them really well and use a light hand, they'll work. So I'm just making sure it's really good and adhered. I'm going to pull out my black paste. You can use paste or ink on the canvas. Because this won't typically be washed, I'm just going to go ahead and use paste. Because it's a little, in my opinion, in my experience, it just works a little better. But if you're wanting to wash the piece of fabric, then I would definitely use ink and heat set it. Okay, so I'm just going to dip my squeegee into my chalk paste. And I think I'm just going to do these bottom letters first. And I'm just going to lightly pull my squeegee down the silkscreen material. And I'm doing it lightly so that my transfer in the fabric does not bunch up underneath. A little bit more. We went over. I wasn't paying attention. And be careful, because like I went over just a smidge right there. So I was not paying attention. So I'm just taking a light hand and I'm dragging my squeegee across that silkscreen material. Trying not to press too hard because then it will seep under the transfer. I'm just kind of evening out my lines. And I'm going to put my excess back in my jar. I'm not going to do that yet. And I'm going to pull it up slowly. I'm also going to make sure there isn't anything on my fingers. So I'm just going to pull it up slowly. Okay, it looks really good. So I'm going to dry it with my quick dry tool. All sorts of cattywampus. And my apologies, I believe this transfer, it's currently sold out. It may even be retired. But I hadn't used it yet, so I wanted to use it. But the Fa La La Y'all is still in stock. And I do have all of my supplies linked in the cart link in the description of the video. So when you click that link, it just loads all the supplies into your cart, and you can add or delete as needed. Or you can just check out the products that way. Okay. I think that's good and dry. So I'm going to lay that over there. So I'm going to put this under my, because I'm going to need it. I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to wash the transfer. I'm kind of weird. I prefer to wash my transfers as soon as I use them. Because if the paste dries in the transfer, it's kind of hard to get out. So, plus I like to show you how easy it is to clean the transfers. So I just have a little tub of water. You can pretend it's a sink if you would prefer. So you can just take it to the sink and run it underwater, or you can use a little tub like this. So I'm just kind of scrubbing it on the bottom of my tub. So I'm going to take one of my board erasers and get it wet. And then it's chalk side up right now. So I'm just going to take the board eraser, and I know it's kind of hard to see in the water right now, but I'm just wiping as much of that paste off as I can. Oops, I am messy this evening. Put a little bit on this end. Okay, and then I'm going to take it out of the water, put it on my towel, put that out of the way so I don't spill it, and then I'm just going to wash it off some more, just to make sure I get as much of that chalk paste off the front as I can. And then I'm going to flip it over and put the sticky side up, and I'm going to get a disinfecting wipe. And this just kind of helps cleans up the back. And then I'm going to stick it. And you can leave it air dry, sticky side up for about 5 or 10 minutes. But because I have a tendency to forget that they're air drying, and I have left them overnight or even a week later, I've just started putting them on the backer sheet once I am done with them. That way I don't forget, because I have forgotten. Okay, so let's clean up my mat. Put that away. Okay, so now we'll get out, we'll do the other banner. So we'll get the other transfer out. And I'm going to pull this banner off and put it over here. Try not to put it in any paint or water. Well, any kind of wipe work, Renee asks. The company recommends, well, they say no baby wipes because those tend to have um, lotion in them, and the lotion residue will kind of affect the sticky part of the transfer. So disinfecting wipes like Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes work better, or just even you can get water wipes. Those work as well too. Just try to steer clear of baby wipes. I have baby wipes and disinfecting wipes, but I only use the baby wipes on my hands. And I've actually tried to get into the habit of using a washcloth over wipes. That way I'm not wasting a lot of paper. Okay, so I'm checking my hands. So I don't want to get any excess paste on my fabric. And you will have strings. Since I ripped my fabric. Come on. Okay, so let's put this on our ink mat. And try and smooth it out. And then I'm going to pull off Joy to You and Me. How's everybody doing out there? So I'm just going to kind of center this in between, really between these two folds, because that's pretty much breaks it up pretty good. Okay. Again, I'm going to adhere it really well, burnish it down. So I'm just kind of going along that silk screen and burnishing it down. Okay, so now we're going to pull out jade, candy apple, and our black. I am all cattywampus here. And I have learned that if I'm doing black with any other colors, that I'm going to do my black last. So let's pull out a multi-tool. So I'm going to use the multi-tool for the holly berries and the holly leaves. And this multi-tool has a mini squeegee at one end, or a micro squeegee, and then it has a stir end over on this end. And I know that holly leaves are typically a bolder green, but I really like this jade color. It's kind of that vintage green. It's just kind of my jam this year. So I'm just going to dip my micro squeegee of my multi-tool into the jade. And you could get all fancy and you could shade with darker colors if you wanted to. And I'm putting my fingers over the holly berries so that I don't forget and accidentally go over them with the wrong color. Okay. I'm done with the jade. I'm just going to wipe my multi-tool off and reuse it. And then I'm going to dip my multi-tool into my red. Probably don't even need that much. And I'm going to do the holly berries. Try not to get it into my green. Okay, so we're done with that. Oops, let's see, I missed this little teeny spot. So I missed a little tiny spot. I'm just going to dip my finger. And then I'm going to do this portion of the image. That way I can pull it up when I'm done. Feel a tickle, sorry. Had a tickle coming on. Okay, so I'm just dipping into the black velvet. And I'm just going to drag it lightly down the silkscreen material. Actually, I think I'll just go ahead and do the whole thing. Let's come over here quickly and do the joy to you and me, or the joy to. Don't get too quick, Robin, that you go over where you need to go. And then I'm going to even everything out. Okay, so now I think we're ready to pull. And I'm going to go slow. Renee asks, can you use a paintbrush to put the paste on? I think with the silk screen, your squeegee is going to be your best bet. Oh, missed a spot there. Because I could see a paintbrush getting in and underneath the silk screen, because it's gonna push and pull on the sides of your silk screen, and then that's when you're gonna get bleeds. So really your squeegee works the best. Now you can watercolor with chalk paste in a paintbrush, so you can water your paste down and watercolor with it. And use a paintbrush. But if you're using chalk paste on the transfers, I would stick to a squeegee. Good questions, though. Okay, so let's put that to the side. Let's close up our black paste so we don't get it anywhere. Put those away. Clean off the end of my multi-tool. Okay, so let's pull our tub back over. Sorry, it's going to be really hard to see, but because my water is so dark, but let's get this one cleaned up. Again, I'm just kind of scraping it on, or kind of scrubbing it on the bottom. And then I'm going to flip it over so the paste side is up. And then I'm just going to wipe all of that paste off. Okay. Okay, so then we'll get the rest of it off. Put that away. And I accidentally used my disinfecting wipe to clean my squeegee, so to get a new one. So I'm just going to use this on the back. So help get some of those fabric fibers off that might have come up from my banner piece. So then we'll get our backer sheet out. And you will notice that the black stained the teal part of the transfer. That's okay. It's going to happen with your higher pigmented paste like black, red, green. Those will stain. So you can see some of that staining. But that's okay as long as your silk screen is clean. It doesn't matter how much staining is on the transfer part. Okay, so that's clean and ready to store. So then let's pull our hoops up because I would imagine, yep, they are dry. Okay, we're going to bring our banner pieces in. So I'm going to put these two ends together and I'm going to fold them in half because I'm going to put in a little dovetail, and actually I'm going to cut some length off. So that'll give us a little decorative edge on our banner piece. And I'm going to grab the top hoop. Oops. And we're just going to put it over the fabric and the inside the hoop. Oops. And then we're going to tighten it just a little bit. And I'm going to pull, actually I'm going to tighten it a lot. And then we're going to pull these taut. And then we're going to tighten it some more. So there's that one. And then we'll grab our other banner. I just love that red and jade together. Okay, so again, I'm going to fold it in half and then fold it in half again. Throw those pieces away. And you can put your banner up high, you can put it down in the lower thirds, or you can put it right in the middle. Kind of depends on where you want to put your greenery, if you're going to put any greenery on at all. Okay, so then I'm going to tighten it. And then you can just pull it taut some more, mainly to get those wrinkles out. So there is one. And you can cut these a little shorter if you don't want them that floppy. I think I cut mine a little shorter. So I'm just going to cut these a little shorter. They're still a little long. The shorter they are, the less floppy they are. So I just cut down the middle to kind of keep it a bit more even. Otherwise, my dovetail would be all cattywampus. It's a little, I think I like it better shorter. It's not as floppy. So then we'll cut this one. So I'm just going to cut up the middle a little bit and then cut across. Or across. And we'll do that another way. So cut down the middle, just like about a 3/4 of an inch or however short you want to go. And then just cut towards the middle. Okay. So now we just need to add all the pretty stuff. I think I have some more of this greenery. I have some holly leaves. Those are kind of... I don't know. I just really like this stuff. I guess I should probably keep that on there. Okay, so let's get out our wire cutters. So I'm just going to cut this stem off. Throw that in the trash. Take the tag off. This one has a random twig, so I'm going to cut it off. Oops, I think I cut two. Just about cut. Okay, so then I'll get out. Oops, I didn't get enough. I may have to use the holly. Well, let me grab. I'm going to grab another. I think I've got another bush of that up here. Yep. Oops. I just have a stash of greenery over here, so I think I am going to have to use. The holly berries because that's all I have left. I don't really like the way these lie, but the way, I guess I can push them up. That might be better. That'll work better. It won't be so long. That works. So we'll use this one since the holly berries and leaves are on this one. I'll just push those up. They're kind of bushy. I think that'll work. Okay. You like holly? I like holly, but this just doesn't lay very whippy. I thought about cutting it off, but I don't like that either. Okay, so let's just get the glue gun out. Cut that off. Okay, so I'm just going to add some glue to the hoop. Greenery is not my forte, so I apologize ahead of time. And if chalk couture is not your cup of tea, that's okay, but I highly recommend a multi-tool if you're working with hot glue, because these are made of silicone and you won't burn your fingers. So if you don't buy anything else, at least get a multi-tool. So not even. Okay. So then I need to add another glue stick. So I'm going to run some glue along here. And I know most hot glues are not weather resistant, but I'm using Gorilla glue sticks, and they say that they are weather resistant. So we shall see. Okay, so then that's on. I'm going to let that hang out just a little bit, but we're going to add, ooh, I totally did not get that even. But I can pull that up some. And then I just knocked it off. I'm trying to pull off some of this glue. I'm just adding some more glue, more than I'll ever need, but and I'm just going to hold it down. Jason said earlier he loved holly. My grandparents lived in Tulsa, and they had a huge holly bush outside of their house. So holly, I love holly too. We always, as kids, would pick all the holly berries off and throw them at each other, because that's what siblings do. Okay, so I'm going to let that hang out for a little bit and just kind of dry, and we'll pull this one over. We'll see how much of this I can. And I may just have to glue single stems, which I wish I'd have thought of that on the other one. So I don't know whether to do. Okay, so I just need one more off of here. Okay, so we'll glue this one on. So I'm just gluing these on as singles, just because I don't have enough to make two groupings. Okay, so then we'll add some glue here. Come on. How's everybody doing out there? I'm concentrating, so sorry I'm a little quiet. Okay, so we'll add one more right there. Okay, so put it right there. Come on, stick. Jason says, doing great. Renee says, good. Just watching. So does anybody have any big plans for the weekend? I have my last vendor show of the year. So I'm kind of pretty excited. Okay. I think I might be a rebel and do it backwards this time. Jason, he's going to go with me to bingo. So if you're in the Salina area, we'll have vendor bingo, but this month they're going to open up an hour early so that if you want to just come shopping at 5, you can. And then bingo starts at 7. The kitchen is also open. So if you like a diner food kind of things, they have really good food there. Not healthy, but it's good. So come on out and shop and then stay and play some bingo. Renee says, no, it's going to rain, so you're going to clean house and work on the tree. Well, that sounds like fun. Too bummer it's going to rain, but probably should not have done it this way, but again, greenery is not my forte. So let me just stick that one. Yep, that's going to work out perfect, I think. I'm just going to lift this one up. I think I pulled too far. I see that Benita's asked a question. Benita asks, will I have any supplies for purchase or just projects you've been using? It's a good question. I hadn't planned on taking products, but I could. I do have quite a few retired transfers and some surfaces. Is there anything in particular you might be interested in if I would happen to take some down? One of my a fellow designer retired, and she literally gave me a ton of stuff. So I have quite a few box frames and 9x12 Graysons and some 10-inch rounds and squares. If any of those would trip your trigger, I could certainly have them available. But I don't have a whole lot of, I have a few paste singles, but mainly retired transfers and some smaller surfaces. I don't keep a lot of product on hand. I don't know, that might change though. I'd love to start doing classes again, and then maybe, and my husband's watching, he'll probably gasp, but maybe have like a small little boutique set up in my guest bedroom, or that I could set up in my guest bedroom. But that's a pipe dream. It's just something I've been thinking about, to where I could have more product on hand. But oh, man, I lost my glue gun. Whoopsie. Okay, so now I'm just going to wrap some twine around thanks, Jason. He says, those look awesome. I'm just going to wrap some twine around just to kind of hide. Of course, that's easier said than done. Just kind of hide all that mess. Probably put the holly too far apart. Jason says, and I'm not gasping. That sounds pretty cool. Well, good. You can help me brainstorm how to do it. But it doesn't have to be done in January. I just want to get back to doing classes. I was too busy in the fall, so now I got to work on my systems in 2022 so that I'm not so busy in the fall and the Christmas that I don't enjoy it. I didn't get to the point of not enjoying it, but I got to the point where for the last 3 weeks I've been sick. So if anybody has any great ideas, like I've even toyed with making sure I do like 2 fall and 2 Christmas projects a month so that I have a good stash of stuff once fall and Christmas hits. The only trouble with that is you don't know what's going to be the big sellers. You know, there's usually trends that happen and then you can jump. And I guess if I had all that other stuff done, then it would be easier to jump on the trends. So just something I've been thinking about. Getting more organized and working a bit more ahead in 2022. This one isn't my prettiest, but okay, so let's cut that. So I'm going to flip that over. I got to figure out what kind of, it still needs something. It's got some bare spots. Okay, that one's going to need a little bit of help. For one, it's uneven. Still. I just wish the leaves don't turn the right way, but so there's, oops, I don't know what happened there. You can see all my junk. No? Phone died. Well, don't mind the mess back there and don't mind the mess over there. That phone died, so I guess I could use, let's just, no, I can't use that because I don't have a dongle. Well, whoopsie. So now you can't see what I'm doing is the only problem. Well, I guess I will end it on that note. Renee says it's not a craft room without the mess. Amen. That is my goal for January, is to clean my craft room and dig out. If you saw what was over that way, it's horrible. I have a path and I have all sorts of junk on the floor. So January is dig out your craft room month for me. So I'm actually going to stop there because I guess I could try bending this down a little bit, but my head's going to get cut off, which I guess isn't terrible. If I pull it back towards me, does that bother anybody that my head's cut off? Or we can just end. It doesn't matter to me. I'll let you guys decide if you want to stick with me or if I just finish it on my own. I'll let you guys decide. Renee says it's good. Yeah, I was using an old phone of my husband's, but after it updated, it quit working, or the camera quit working. This one is my old phone, and it died. And I could use my iPhone, but I don't have a dongle, and it will there will be lots of feedback. Because I don't think I have an Apple dongle down here. It's in one of those 52 bags that's over there. So that's not going to work. Jason, remind me to put another Apple dongle on my shopping list so that I have one down here. Jason says this works. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to this one, but I won't need as much twine. And in fact, I think if I could cheat, so I don't have to wrap all that twine around. I wonder if I could find another piece. Let's cheat. Shall we? Done. Of course, neither one of us are very good at remembering things. So instead of wrapping twine, I may just wrap just to cover up some of it, and then it won't take so long. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on the back, and I'm just using this little piece that we'd cut off from the side of the banner. I forget that you guys can't see very well. I can't stand looking at my mess. Okay, so I just stuck a little piece of the canvas that we cut off from this side, and I'm just going to wrap it around. And that'll help hide that middle part where we have all that greenery bunched up. And then you won't have to watch me wind all that twine up. That was rather tedious. Okay, so we covered that one up. So now I just have to figure out what to put in the middle. I do have some of these picks that might work. Like I have a pine cone. Or I have these picks, and I don't have to use the whole thing. Just trying to decide. I like this better over here. Kind of just like Benita's the wreath maker, and she says that you could put a jingle bell on there. I could. In fact, I could just do... That's good stinking, Bonita. Let's get my rusty jingle bells, my distressed jingle bells out. Since I've used jingle bells on almost everything this season. Your pine cone would be cute. Yeah. Wish I had some different twine. Just trying to think of what. This stuff is all, it's the end of the roll, so it's really curly. I was just going to do like a loopy twine bow on here. We could maybe try that. You want these jingle bells? They are my favorites. I've definitely used them a lot this year. And if you find these at Hobby Lobby, you need to buy them early because they're the first thing as far as jingle bells to sell out. I got smart and bought mine in like August or September. And I've used the dickens out of them. I wish this twine wasn't so curly. It would be, I'd even think it would be cute to do like a little bead dangle. One of your cute little twine bows. That's kind of what I was thinking. Just simple and to the point. But this twine is at the end of the roll. And so it just doesn't want to lay very well. But it might not be big enough. Scale wise. Okay. Oops. What in the world did I just do? What do I have? Oh, I bet I took. There. I must have taken a loop out. Press it. Press it. Oh. It doesn't melt? I have a little mini flat iron in my stash. I could use it. Good to know. I would think it would melt. Oh wait, okay. Let's add my jingle bells. I think I'll try 2 and see what that looks like. I may have to afterwards get different twine because it's just so curly. It doesn't even want to lay straight. But this will at least give you the idea. I don't know if I like 2 bells. What do you think? 2 bells or 1 bell? Kind of hard to see both bells. What do you think? Benita says, you don't leave it on there. You usually just do it between a damp handtail. That's a good tip. I don't think that looks too bad. I may find different twine just because that's so curly that it just kind of looks really wild. And I think it needs to be the thicker twine. But okay. I probably won't finish this one on air just because I'm not really for sure what I want to do. I may just add a bow. You like the 2 bells? I do too. I think though I will find some different twine and make sure it's a little thicker and not as curly. So I think we will end there. One, because it's a weird view. And two, I don't have all the stuff that I need to finish. So did everyone get entered for the giveaway? I have 2 entries, and I saw that go up in my comments. Bonita entered. Oh, Jason's the 3rd one, so he must not be entering. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share this. Okay, you can all see that. Okay, so let's draw. Who is going to be the winner? Bonita is the winner. Woot woot. Let's cue the confetti. Congrats, Bonita. Woot woot. Okay. So I will get with you this next week and get you your happy mail. Renee says, congratulations. Bonita says, woohoo. Okay, I do have a few housekeeping things that we can do. I just received mine today, but this is the new Club Couture transfer for the month. It says, good things are going to happen. It comes with the 3 paste packets, Couture Teal, Eucalyptus, and Peachy Keen. And it is $19.99 a month. You get this B-size transfer, and it is exclusive to Club Couture members and designers only. Comes with 3 paste packets for $19.99 a month. There is a 3-month minimum commitment, but you can cancel at any time after 3 months. And as a Club Couture member, you also get $4.95 flat rate shipping on any chalk site orders. Also, a new designer kit launched today, or December 1st. This is the Winter 2021 kit. So there are some new transfers that are holiday and seasonal that pertain to the current holiday and season that we're in. Also, that is a $99 retail value. You get about $240 in retail value products for $99. There's also the Business Basics Starter Kit, which is $19. You get the startup guide, the catalog, an apron, and a business builder transfer. And then you can build your own custom starter kit with your one-time 15% off coupon, plus you already get products at 40% off. And then one more thing, we do have a new winter warm-up holiday suite coming out on December 9th. Here's just a sneak peek of some of the items that will be in that winter warm-up catalog. Cute little Love and Home stackable blocks. It is a kit. It comes with the transfer, the blocks, a little house and heart cutout, and 4 chalk paste singles. So you can make a reversible love or home block set. Also, you can get a sneak peek of the entire holiday suite if you are a member of my Crafty Collab private Facebook group. If you need that link, let me know in the comments and I will get that to you. I think that is it. Yep, that is all. Okay. So I thank you for watching this evening. I will be back live again tomorrow at 11. I hope you have a great evening, and thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out even though I had some technical difficulties. God bless.